So, I am this first little 5 minutes, which I'm going to stick to 5 minutes, but that means I might read it more than I'll just ad lib, because I know what I'm like. I follow rabbit trails, and I am not allowed, because that won't allow me 5 minutes. So, here's what I want to say. Tonight, we're talking about connectedness. Now, what we mean by this is not just how we relate to each other, relationships and so forth, but more down to the very essence of what we're made of. Everything that exists is made up of atoms, mixed together in different combinations to make life. But we have been sold a great mischief about humanity. We have been told our humanity is depraved and sinful, and that we are separated from our Creator. So we obsess, how can we make this bad thing good? And of course, this is the perfect climate in which religion flourishes. We say and we sing words such as, I'm only human after all, that sends a message that our humanity is weak rather than totally amazing. It focuses on separateness rather than connectedness, and separateness becomes our chosen language and our experience. Phrases like, to err is to be human, to forgive is divine, says it all. I'm low down on the ladder of creation. I'm just human. Don't put the blame on me. And even as Christians, our understanding of the kingdom of God, we still find a way of reinforcing our need to be reconnected to something outside of ourselves. For example, and it's already been said by Jenny, we know that a kingdom is a land over which a king has rule. A king has subjects over which he rules, and those subjects obey his rule, and those who don't obey are put in the dungeons or even executed. Even in this analogy, we are subjects separated from the king. But Jesus had a totally different idea when he talked about the kingdom of God. Jesus said, the kingdom is within you. You're not just a subject in a kingdom where God is in charge, but you are one with it. You're made of the same stuff that the kingdom is, and even God is made of. I had a picture on my fridge for many years of two little teddy bears helping each other up a very steep flight of stairs. And the caption read, we can make it. That's the kind of stuff we're made of. And that used to bless me, because I'm thinking, yes, life is like a staircase that's a struggle. But I didn't really understand at that time what that meant, the kind of stuff we're made of. I took this to mean true grit and determination. I had no idea what really made of means. But Professor Brian Cox, the scientist, the physicist who you might see on the TV program Forces of Nature, was explaining this week that this point. It is a fact, but also a mystery of the universe, that everything is made up of a few building blocks that interact with each other according to a few simple laws of nature. Simple? I don't think so. But simply put, everything is made up of the same stuff. Yes, really, whether it be a rock or a fish or a volcano or a moth. We are fearfully and wonderfully made. Yet we can look at the stars in awe and wonder, but we look at ourselves in such derogatory ways. But you are made up of the same stuff of the stars. That is awesome. We have forgotten what we are and who we are. We are human, 100% physical, and 100% spiritual, the center of God's creation. We are each a unique expression of God in the earth. Now, to remember, hang on, because we said we'd forgotten who we are. So to remember means, and this is interesting because I've never known this before, to remember means to put back together. When we, by remembering, pull back together all the pieces of ourselves that we have felt were discardable, we again become whole. We only act small as little humans when we have forgotten who we are. Remembering opens up incredible possibilities of what we can be to each other and our world. Now, there's a story told of a monastery that had fallen on hard times. Once a great order, it had become decimated, and there were only 5 monks left, the abbot and 4 others, and they were all over the age of 70. It was a dying order. In the woods surrounding the monastery, there was a little hut that a rabbi from a nearby town would occasionally stay. The abbot decided he would visit him in the hopes of receiving some advice that would save the monastery. But after sharing his concerns, the rabbi could only commiserate. I know how it is. It's the same in my town. No one wants to come to the synagogue anymore. The spirit has gone out of the people. Is there no piece of advice you can give me to save my dying order, said the abbot. I have no advice to give, said the rabbi. The only thing I can tell you is this, that the Messiah is one of you. The abbot returned to the monastery and shared with his fellow monks what the rabbi had said. The Messiah is one of you. Nobody knew what that meant, but in the days and weeks that followed, the old monks pondered and wondered whether there was any truth in the rabbi's words. The Messiah is one of us. Could he possibly mean one of us monks? If that is the case, which one? Do you suppose he meant the abbot? He's been our leader for a very long time. Surely he means the abbot. On the other hand, did he mean Brother Thomas? He's a very holy man. He certainly couldn't have meant Brother Elrod. He's crotchety at times. But then again, he's usually right in what he sees. And what about Brother Philip? Surely not Brother Philip. He's so passive, a nobody really. But then again, have you noticed how when you need him, he's always there? Maybe Philip is the Messiah. Of course, the rabbi didn't mean me. He couldn't have possibly meant me. I'm just so ordinary. Yet what if he did? Suppose I am the Messiah. Oh God, not me. I couldn't be that much for anyone. Could I? And as they contemplated in this manner, the old monks started to treat each other with extraordinary respect on the off chance that each monk could be the Messiah. As they did this, without even being conscious of it, the aura of extraordinary respect surrounded the 5 old monks and radiated from them and permeated the atmosphere of the place. There was something strangely attractive, even compelling about it. Hardly knowing why, people began to come back to the monastery, and friends brought their friends. And within a few years, the monastery had once again become a thriving order, a vibrant center of light and spirituality, thanks to the rabbi's gift. So, stop acting small. That's not the sort of stuff you are made of. And you too could be the Messiah. And that song said, and I was so moved by it, if all reveals your nature, so will I. Every part designed in a work of art called love. And we're part of it tonight.